So let's do... Do you want to do Damwon Gaming C9? Because I think that a lot of people were like saying that C9 did pretty well in this game. So Morgana wins versus Kindred again. The Victor into Zoe, again, you will outscale, similar to Orianna, but I think Zoe has the push. The GP into Gnar, well, didn't really feel like a counter pick. I can't say for sure how this matchup goes, but I presume GP probably can contest the push because of his just Q spam, right? But I think Gnar can push the wave easier, sorry. And then the Tam Kench is a good neutralizer, right? Tam Kench's Leona is a good neutralizer. It gives peel for Varus against these champs. It's really nice. I think the draft is better for C9. Now, the reason Damwon's draft is bad, that people were saying that they were really cocky or like this draft is really bad from Damwon. Yeah, I would say the draft is not optimized, right? I mean, you have Leona, Zoe, Morgana. You get loads of cleanse and Merc Treads value, QSS value. They have no late game insurance. Who's your late game insurance? There really isn't, because Jin's not going to carry against a late game Victor GP. He's just going to get one shot. And you have double AP mid jungle, right? There's really too much there because perks can go Merc Treads. Like, there's so much gold value here. For C9 that the draft is poor, and you have no winning side laner. If GP's ahead, no one wins side. You have no late game insurance, but the difference is you have early bot prio, you have early mid prio. Actually, I think C9 actually has early bot push. Just depends on jungle. I think the only real reason they didn't have bot push was because Morgana was bot side. Because they also leashed, so they for sure get bot push. So now I want you guys to... I want to talk about jungle here again, because I want you guys to just check clear speed difference, okay? Watch clear speed difference. Blabber starting on red, and so is Canyon. Difference is... Canyon got a leash, and now you can see how a leash actually changes a jungle matchup and how it helps. So C9 will get bot push because of the leash. Pay attention to this clear speed difference. Blabber just finishing Krugs, Canyon started Raptors. Now Morgana clears faster than Kindred does, but because of the leash as well, she clears even faster. So now Canyon's already finished his third camp, while Kindred's still running to his third camp, and he doesn't have smite either. They both use smite, so it's not like that he has any advantages. And then yeah, Showmaker should have mid push early. Zoe always can push early, I think, because of her Q cooldown. Blabber just finished his third camp, and Morgana, I think, is doing both camps at the same time. I'm not sure. No, she just did blue. I think she was doing Gromp simultaneously with W. So she's going to probably finish that in like a couple seconds. Yeah. And then watch what he does. Now he sprints bot side. Takes Wolves as well. Gets level 4. Does he smite it? He even doesn't smite the Wolves. Canyon is full cleared. Canyon has full cleared, and he has smite up. Blabber is level 3, and he hasn't even finished blue buff yet. Runs through mid to bot. What he's actually doing here, in my eyes, is... I don't know if he's going here to contest bot crab, because he didn't actually know where Blabber started. What he does is he finishes his camp and runs mid. And then when he sees where the stack spawns, he's going to run to that crab. So if the Marc went top side, I think he would run top side. But because the Marc spawned here, and he has mid push, he's 100% running bot side. So really good play. If you're ever against Kindred and you're clearing faster like this, always after your last camp, just run mid. And as soon as the crab spawns with the Marc, that's exactly where you're running to. That's what he does. I think Blabber would be really lucky here if it was top side and he just didn't get a Marc, because then he wouldn't get punished so hard for this. Canyon walks in. Kindred kind of slow on crab. Two small things happen here. The first one is he has mid push, mid moves. And now the second one is bot lane all ins. Now why does bot lane all in? It looks kind of risky. Well, they do that to stop them. The wave's pushing into them. And the only way they can stop C9's bot lane from moving to this crab is just all in with bot. So watch what Beryl does. He just runs past the wave and goes on them. Forces them to use spells, and then runs away. And now that means that C9 can't run up here now. They stopped them. So now it's a 2v1, and Blabber has to run, right? Really, really good communication from the lanes, right? There was a couple creeps. Maybe they could have ran backwards and killed the creeps, but then C9 could run up to the river. So they just all in bot. This is a very, very common thing to do. If your side laners need to help you on crab, and they don't have push, just fucking all in bot. As long as you don't all in to the point where you're gonna die, and you can play on your limits. Now, Blabber's based. Going out to his next respawn, which is Krugs. But Canyon has double crab. So he's already 2 camps up. So he's almost level 5, and Blabber just hit level 4. Yeah, Canyon's 1 camp from 5, and Blabber would need to do Krugs and Raptors to get level 5. Blabber's wasting a lot of time here again, checking the top crab. He should know it's gone. Puts a defensive pink, you just saw it up there. And now he's going to clear Krugs, Raptors again. But by the time he does that, Morgana would have cleared her Krugs, Raptors as well. 2 camps up, she's going to hit 6 way earlier. So you can see Canyon's level 5 now, because he did 1 camp. Whereas Blabber has to do Raptors still, I think, to get level 5. And this is just really good. He knows Kindred's top side from when he showed on bot side crab. He knew the Kindred path top to bot, so he knows his respawns are top, so he can afford to just run bot and deny them a whole wave. Yeah, Blabber will get level 5 of Wolf, sorry. So he's still level 4. Canyon's using all his time. Now, in solo queue, a lot of teams will be like, oh, it's a free Drake. Their bot lane's backed off. It's really not free Drake. Never do Drake when your bot lane is down on tempo. Like, if enemy bot's basing and your bot laner is staying on this HP and mana, by the time they base, the enemy bot's pushing bot wave, so it's never worth it to do Dragon there. I hope you guys realize that you should not have a Dragon fetish in solo queue if you push the enemy bot out of lane. Let your bot lane base. Like, look, they're matching each other's tempo now, so they can actually contest the bot push. If you're forcing your AD carry to stay to do Drake, and then go back bot and push the wave, it's the most disgusting thing ever. But don't ever force your bot lane to stay if they're low and enemy bot spaced. Just to do a fucking mountain dragon. It's useless. Go make grass perma mid push. Top push has been contested in the early game. It's been contested, but I think it's still favored to Khan. Good thing is Fudge saved TP. So he got a cheater recall level 3, I think. He did a cheater recall level 4. And he still has TP. So that really helps him a lot in this lane. The reason that helps him is because he can either TP bot, which is not the greatest on GP. Or he can just force enemy top to hard trade and then base and TP back, right? Now this was also unlucky. Another dragon start from C9, which doesn't make much sense because there's 2 plays going on at the same time. And now, this is something you'll see from pro teams a lot. Well, it's something you won't see from like top teams a lot, is making 2 plays on the map at the same time is never bad. So what they did was they started Drake and they thought Drake was free. They thought they would use their time to go mid and make a play. Now they're stopping Showmaker from being able to collapse on the Drake, and this is really good play. But I think they should not be on Drake right now because there's 2 things going on at the same time on the map. So that means you're split up, which means they have a number advantage here. And the Cannon Barrage helps out a lot, but naturally making 2 plays at the same time is never really the best thing to do. And they stole Drake, of course. Canyon leveled up from smiting it. And Barrel dies. So C9 actually get a kill for it. If they got the Drake and the kill, that would be perfect. But obviously, Canyon stole it. Sucks. But making 2 plays at the same time is kind of risky a lot of the times. Unless you're really, really confident it's going to work out. Or you're ahead or something. But yeah, that was risky from C9, but it worked out. Their bot lane is really, really strong. And that Morgana never really found an engage angle. She stole Crab as well? Oh my god. Yeah, it's a horror for Blabber. And then this happens. This was the nail in the coffin. Because Blabber probably hit 6 after the red buff. But yeah. Oh, man. Oh, this really sucks. There's nothing Blabber can do here. There's not much he can do. I mean, he should not check the push, obviously, until Khan shows top. But yeah, it just sucks. He lost a lot there. So Canyon, I think I said this on the cast, right?
Is level 5, he blast comes over the wall with Predator, steals it away. I wonder if he levels up here as well, because then that means the team fight, they have to run away. He does level up, so Blabber has to run, and C9...
Yeah, I said it on the cast. I thought he got 6 from it as well. But I was like, how the fuck is this Morgana level 6? I'm gonna watch the scuttle here, because I didn't actually see the scuttle get stolen. How does Canyon steal the scuttle? Oh, wait, no, don't... God, man, that scuttle. And the scuttles really have it out for Blabber, huh? Dark Harvest or Predator in solo queue and Morg jungle. In solo queue, you should always go Dark Harvest. I think he went Predator because it's competitive, I guess. But in solo queue, always Dark Harvest, I think, on Morgana. It's similar to a lot of AP junglers, where like Talia, for example, right? In solo queue, Dark Harvest. Nidalee in solo queue, Dark Harvest. In competitive, maybe Conqueror is better on Nidalee, I think. Especially against frontliners. Electrocute's also better on Talia. That's how AP junglers kind of differ in competitive versus solo queue. Now the map's kind of fallen apart for C9. Although they're only down 500 gold, it's the same story as last game. The map is just a fucking shambles right now. Your jungler's 2 levels down. The enemy team has full vision in your top side jungle. You have full top push, you have full mid push when Showmaker gets back to lane. Like, the game is in a bad state again because jungle's behind. What do you do? Like, enemy team has a map hack because of this. If he doesn't show on these top wards, he's bot side. If he shows on the top wards, go dive bot, you know? So now everyone can just contest whatever the fuck they want. That's the problem. The game's all about information in the early game. And once you lose this much information in the early game, it's an absolute horror. Really good by C9 bot lane. Caedrel kind of going a bit too deep there. Vulcan has cleanse. Sven still had heal. They have GP ult. Maybe they're engaging because they see jungle topside. I don't know. But definitely misplayed, but really good from C9 to get another kill in bot. That's awesome. Your bot lane's ahead now, but the problem is, this was really lucky. Well, not lucky, really well played by Sven. He's playing the vision line so well. I wish we could see that play from their vision, because they don't see anything here, right? They see nothing. If one bullet hits, Canyon's flashing this wall, and he's going to press flash ults, blue smite, Sven's dead, right? But the problem is, he plays it so he's just out of range of Canyon seeing him, and he's just out of range of the bullet. Well, not out of range, but he dodges the bullets, right? So watch it. Canyon's trying to see him, but he can't see him. And the bullets can't see him either, so he's hiding. It was really well played. And then this is my favorite emote in the game. This is my favorite emote. It's the best emote in the game. Team emote, thumbs up, scout approved. So Sven played that really well. Sven's really good. Yeah, Sven's been playing great the last 2 games. Sven's been playing great. I think Vulcan and Sven have been playing really good. I mean, Vulcan did play, I think he played 2 games of Tamkins, right? And Sven played 2 games of Varus, but they've been playing pretty decent, I think. Again, they're forcing Dragon. But Fudge doesn't have ult. I don't know how C9 get away with this. This is ridiculous. This was ridiculous how C9 got away with this. This was really lucky. I hate using the word luck in League of Legends, but this was really lucky that they got away with this. They should have all died there, I think. Like, first of all, they don't have GP ult. Second of all, their positioning is terrible. Third of all, enemy top laner is TPing. I think Khan should have TP'd earlier, but he actually ulted top wave. I don't know, you probably didn't see it, but he used his ult to push out the next wave instead of just insta-TPing. If Khan just TPs now, I think they're all dead. But instead, he just ulted top wave. I think small mistake there. When they know they have TP advantage, Khan should just be TPing right now. TPing here right now, and the fight should be won. And then C9 actually kited out. Sven one-shots Canyon, which was ridiculous. The Kindred ult keeps them alive, and then the Blast Cone saves them. And then Perks actually kills Beryl while getting out. And Showmaker can't get Blabber. So it was like an absolute tragedy. If Jin had ult, they're all dead. If Khan TP'd earlier, they were all dead. Like, yeah. It was really lucky that C9 got out there. And... Wait, this is not what they got the Drake, right? They didn't get the Drake, but they get out. And GP can push top. So now GP's relieved. He kept his TP. Didn't have Cannon Barrage. Did Perks even have ult for that fight? No, he didn't. Perks didn't. Everything's a horror. No ults. No one's going to TP. They should have all died there, I think. This was a really risky play. But sometimes you got to take risks, and they were behind, and the risk paid off. I don't know if they intended to get kills like this, and they probably knew enemy top had TP. They probably knew they had no ults. C9 playing through bot both games most of the time. They're kind of leaving Fudge on an island a lot. And I mean, this top matchup makes sense, but the J-Snar matchup was, yeah, they should not have left top on an island so much. I mean, they tried not to, but Blabber made a mistake, right? And from there, he can't play topside. C9 still playing bot side. The problem is, this is the exact same story that Perks had to fall victim to the game yesterday. Top push, they don't play topside, right? And the enemy team takes your top tier 1 and pushes into top tier 2, right? What happens? Enemy top runs to mid. It's the only thing you can do. And he fucks your mid laner. This happened last game as well. And now this game. Every single game Perks has played at MSI so far, his top lane tower falls in the first fucking 12 minutes. Because enemy team either has jungle prio or herald first. Fudge is not the one that can stop this. He can't stop being 1v2'd, having no vision and getting heralded on his top tower. So I wouldn't really blame Fudge. It's just once top tower falls, what can Perks do, man? What can Perks do? He's just hard stuck under his tower against 3 people. This was a crazy engage, by the way. That's like... Yeah, I mean, they got Khan's flash for it. Not pick low pro mid. Well, this is all because jungle's behind. Jungle's 2 levels down, and they're Drake focused, and they can't contest topside, so they lost first Herald. And then first Herald went top, and top tower fell, so then Khan pushed in top, and then Khan just runs mid, and now Perks has to give up his tower, because there's 3 people in his lane. And there's nothing on the cross map, because their jungle's too far behind, and they don't have to be scared of a dive, and GPTP is not scary, and Victor can't leave his tower. There's Nars there. So once the top tower falls, it's just a disaster for C9. The last 2 games. Perks is the one who gets kind of like, not punished for it, but is the victim to it, right? Yeah, Blabber, I think both these games. I will say the game on Nidalee was self-inflicted grief. That's the best way to put it. It was his own mistake. This game, I think there was a lot of factors. First of all, he didn't get a leash, so Canyon cleared way faster. Second of all, he lost the Drake to a smite 50-50. He lost the crab as well. He got double crabbed. So naturally, he fell behind. So I think there's a lot of factors as to why Blabber is behind this game. But the Nidalee game, I think it was his own fault, I have to admit. I think this game, he could have maybe just... It's impossible to say what he could have done better this game because it was... Yeah, I don't like using the word, but it was unlucky, right? He lost the 50-50. He lost the crab after the 50-50, and he got double crabbed because Canyon was faster in the clear. So if Blabber got a leash, won the 50-50 on Drake, and the crab didn't walk into the fucking Morgana soil, then he would probably be the same level right now. Maybe 1 level down, because Morgana clears faster. And then you wouldn't have a big issue. And then maybe you can play topside. And then maybe you can contest Herald. But because they can't contest Herald, no mid push, losing jungle matchup, tops on a tower, all 2 games in a row, and then yeah. Top tower falls, mid becomes victim to it. And then once this tower's down and this tower's down, Gnar moves mid, Zoe pushes out, moves bot tower falls. And then all tier 1s are dead. That's how you crack open the game through top tower. So now you'll probably see Khan push out top. I've watched this game, but I can't remember these small intricacies, right, of what actually happened. But Khan can push this out, run down here, and then C9 have to back off mid, and then they can just run down here after having 1 wave pushed, and they can just take bot tier 1. It's just like standard macro, right? When 2 tier 1s have fallen, whether it's like mid towers up and both side lanes are down, all you do is just push side lanes, and then you move and you collapse together, and you don't get caught before you collapse on a mid wave. Same thing happens if it's just top tower up, right? You just push bot, you push mid, and you can just collapse. You just shift up, right? Just basic. That's how once 2 tier 1s are down, and you're ahead in gold, or you're ahead in vision, or you're ahead in tempo on the map, the bot tier 1's not going to live for very long, or the top tier 1 or the mid tier 1. Unless you can find a pick, and that's what they're trying to do. They tried to find a pick onto Ghost, didn't get it. They use GP ult, and now once they retake vision, this bot tower will die. Now they can push mid, run bot side, and now Perks has to back off again. and bot tier 1 will fall. C9 can try their best to cover it. Fudge has a top push, maybe he can cover it. Blabber doesn't have any vision, you can't see shit. So now Perks has to run away. That's how the macro works once the tier 1s are down. Perks actually clearing the way fucking alpha. They're putting numbers bot. I don't know if they want to contest this Drake, but it looks like they probably do. Very risky to walk in, no vision. C9 always fight these Drakes, it's crazy. They always find some way to fight it, and it's always through bot because they can't control mid. Because they're behind by the time they contest the third Drake. So again, this is exactly the same as the Detonation Focus me game. They're playing through bot. You guys were here for the Detonation Focus review, right? 30 minutes ago. It's the exact same situation. Enemy team has mid push, drop mid wave, contest Drake through bot side, even vision footing. The only difference here is Damwon have poke. Really good poke. They have really good bindings, Leonel. They have loads of things you can catch you out. And they actually have decent vision behind you, so they're not that scared. Plus, GP TP flank is not scary. Victor has no ult. It's fightable. But they have got a lot of zone control, right? But that's all their zone control gone. They just used it all to get the dragon. Look, Victor W, GP ult, Varus ult. That's all three of their spells that can control an objective right there. And now they have nothing left, I think. So now Damwon have to walk back. Yeah, they'll lose the Drake. But like, look what they did. They heralded mid before the Drake. Now they can open up and start chasing them down. And now C9 just have to run for the hills again. And you just look at the map, right? This fight looks horrendous. They're gonna lose mid tier 3. Top wave's pushing into them. As soon as they stop fighting, bot tower's gonna die. So there's already so much secured gold here. 1, 2, 3 towers are already dead. Top wave has to be caught. Mid wave's being lost. Like, they're losing creeps in mid as well. Like, they're losing so much fucking gold during the fight. You have to realize that. So even if C9 get 2 kills and get out, they'll still lose the fight. Yeah, they got the Drake. Maybe that's a win condition. But the setup is... there's not much they can do. They're behind. This is just how the setup is if Damwon play well over waves. Now let's check. Tier 2 mid's dead. Chase them all the way to fuck their tempo, make them base. Now mid tier 3 is probably going to die. Khan already ran bot off screen. He's hitting bot tier 1. Here it is. That tower is going to die. And now you have to catch top wave. You have to catch bot wave. You're all in base. And now you look at the map state for C9. And you're like, well, before the dragon, we had 3 towers. This tier 3 just about lived. But now the map state's just really hard for them, right? They can push mid into tier 3. They can push bot into tier 2 and top into tier 2. What can C9 do? Every single tower is up, so they can't... The waves can only go a certain distance before they're going to bounce. Whereas for Damwon, they're going to go all the way to your fucking nexus. C9 have no vision on the map. The rough game state. 2k gold down, but still it's really hard to play for them. Especially if Khan wins 1v1 against Fudge, then yeah, the map's just horrendous right now. Ooh, barrel. Really good mechanics. Holy shit, barrel, man. Fucking Leona God, did you see those mechanics? Look, he E's onto Blabber while ulting Sven. Watch. E Blabber and ult Sven at the same time. Stuns Blabber, so he gets a double stun, so Vulcan has to eat one of them. As soon as he eats Sven and Blabber flashes in, then he flashes after Sven to stun him. So that's Sven's rooted, stunned, can't move, and then he dies, but he gets 2 of them for it. Jesus, man. Barrel. Played it so fucking good. So this Baron starts from Damwon. I think it's bad. You have no turn, so you're basically committing to it. The only turn you have really is Zoe. And the enemy team has Jungle alive. They have Cannon Barrage in 10 seconds. So as soon as the GP ult's done, you can't really finish it. And no one can tank it. Like, Gnar can't really tank this. And they don't have the damage to kill it with Jhin Zoe, right? You don't have like a fucking Victor Kaiser or something. So GP ult comes in and they murder their tempo. So they got 2 kills, but they actually murdered their tempo. So now C9 can push out top, they can push out bot, they can push out mid. And they can actually get some breathing room. So now they can get some vision. If Damwon actually based after getting those kills and ran back out on the map, this mid wave would never get pushed in. And maybe even Sven could get caught on this top wave if they ran top. I don't know. They could have so much more control of the map. So I guess it's a small mistake. Maybe they expect to have more damage. See, C9 actually have some control of the game now. They took away Raptors, Kindred got a stack, they pushed out mid, they pushed out bot, Sven's pushed out top. So now their lanes are actually pushing, you know? And they took a stack away. So they actually got something from Damwon starting that Baron. Now the game's over. The problem is when you lose a fight and waves are pushing against you, that's when you lose the most. But if you're losing a fight when the waves are pushing towards them, then you don't lose as much, right? You just lose a few members. And you don't actually lose objectives. Maybe their plan was to start Baron and bait GP ult. I would actually say I don't think that's what they intended to do, because I think that forcing a Nash for a GP ult and losing all your tempo, losing pushing waves and losing a stack for a GP ult is not really worth it. It's pretty low cooldown. But now this Baron's better, different, right? 5 members, Barrel can kind of tank it. You have turn potential as well. Yes, GP has ult and TP, but you can actually maybe try to do something. Because you have really good setup. Khan's full HP, you have Mega Gnar coming up, you have Smite. Everyone's pretty ready to fight. You have the Jhin ult zone them away. Even though that C9 actually have more members, you actually had a lot more time to work with there. This all starts because Khan's pushing out bot and he walks over blue orb. Problem is, he can't push bot that deep, I guess. Unless he runs backwards like this, he can't really walk into river because they have mid push. So I don't know what his intentions were when he walked up river there. I suppose he expected not to be on wards as he did it. But they have mid push into your tier 3, so they own this fucking jungle. So they just walk in and yeah. And from now, the game's just a shambles because now they have Baron on the siege and they have Jhin, Morgana, Zoe. So if you get hit by anything, you're just dead. If you imagine one person walks up, it's binding or like a Zoe sleep into a binding, into a Jhin W, into a Leonel. There's a lot of spells to actually hit you and you can't actually move. So yeah, pretty rough. So they actually are in a 2-3 right now, which is a bit weird, or like a 2-2 with Canyon in between. I think they eventually start to go into a 1-4. Where I think Showmaker is the split pusher kind of, but I guess there's no tower, so it's fine. Their setup is just to play on 2 lanes, and I think they just want to control. Their whole idea is to play on 2 lanes, right? They want to hit top bot tier 3 and mid tier 3 and get the inhibs, and then Canyon's just a bridge, and so is Barrel. Pink here, and they can just run back and forth if they need to. Doesn't really matter who's hitting the tower as long as they're being fucking chunked out, you know. That's kind of how it goes. You can optimize the setup, right, by having maybe like Gnar here, stacking his Mega Gnar, hitting this, Zoe's maybe standing here with Bubbles, with Morgana, Jin's hitting from here, you know, but... So now that when they commit numbers here, Showmaker goes bot to push out this wave and buff it, so they keep playing on 2 lanes. And C9 don't really have Engage. It's like a GP ult, Varus ult's already on cooldown, I think he used it earlier, I didn't actually see it. But they don't have Engage, I can't stop Khan from doing this. And he's really fed, he's a bit too far ahead. And once 2 inhibitors fall, it's kind of hard, because then they'll basically just go to top inhib while having 1 or 2 members here to push in the waves, right? So Khan's using himself as a pressure point, so that they have to deal with mid wave, and he can chunk them out, and he can threaten from the side, so they can't really stay on a tier 2. C9 just getting chunked out and basing 1 by 1 to keep refreshing their HP bars, because they have no engage, and they have nothing to stop this poke from Zoe. Showmaker went down to get blue buff, and he's still just kind of poking. His Jhin Ws, Leonals, they're all just flying at C9, and they just have to keep basing. And in essence, they just push you back into your base. C9 could... Damwon could just base here and go top, but they just go for a full man dive. Which I think was mega risky. But sure. Sven had no flash. And Kindred was forced to ult, so they can afford to just flash into your fountain. Crazy. Crazy game.